Hello everyone on the internet, my name is Connor, but you can call me Simo. Today for our second video on YouTube ever, we're going to do our first ever game of StarCraft, and it's going to be a live game. The game will be between my friend Joe, who is low bronze, and also my friend Callum, who's also low bronze. So this game's going to be pretty fun, I guess. Alright, so I'm just going to make sure both of them are ready, and we will jump right into the game. Alright, so, in the top left, representing nothing, we have Fanny Basher, also known as Joe. And in the bottom left, representing also nothing, we have Callie, also known as Callum. Alright, so apparently my overlay has not worked. I don't know why that is, but we'll cast the game anyway because we don't want to disturb them. This is a best of 3, so I'll try and fix it the next game. Alright, so these guys are both in low bronze. Callum has not played in over 6 months, and I don't think he has ever played Legacy of the Void. So he's going to be kind of stuck here, but Joe has a good idea, going for the double supply depot just to make sure that we don't get supply blocked. Alright, so now where he's taking his barracks. Constant SCV production, pretty good. Callum's throwing down his gateway, trying to do a little wall off to prevent any marines coming up, and a forge to get early cannons to defend. Oh no, pylon. Pylon, apparently going for a pylon. But yeah, I just recently got Joe to play this game. He is currently in low bronze, but he's pretty determined. He's a lot more determined than he was last time when I tried to get him to play. So Callum throwing down his forge, I'm not really sure why, probably to get some early cannons to defend his upper ramp in case Joe comes down with any proxy barracks or any marines. Reasonable play right here. Probes, 2 probes on gas, with 1 gas. Build's been kind of okay so far, 2 gates, maybe could have thrown down the gateway a little earlier to get them early adepts. Okay, so Joe throwing down an early second gas along with a reactor on his barracks. Apparently he's not going to Reaper. Taking his orbital command, a little late, but it's okay. Not to worry. Apparently Callum not throwing down his cybernetics core, but throwing down 2 pylons instead. No, can't, yeah. Oh. Yeah, he's Chronobuster boosting out these zealots. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this game's going to be pretty interesting. Joe taking an early expansion with no scouting whatsoever. Oh no, apparently not. Yeah, he's taking an early expansion without any scouting. It's kind of risky on his part, but it's pretty viable, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. So we've got the reactor finished by Joseph. Joe using his hotkeys like a champ. Yeah, what a nice, what a good player, yeah. He's Callum not using any hotkeys. Callum used to be very good at this game. He actually used to be a lot better than me back in the day, but that was in the Heart of the Swarm days, probably about a year ago. So I guess he's lost his touch, you could say. So Joe building two bunkers on the top ground, on the upper ground, to defend his main, but no defence down here. Alright, so Joe throwing down his factory, which is about halfway done. Could be going for some Widowmine Harass, Hellions maybe, I don't know. And throwing down that early engineering bay just to make sure he gets his upgrades really fast. Doesn't look like any of the players have done any scouting whatsoever, but it's fine. It's good to see a cool little blind game. Callum throwing down an expansion right here. Well, the zealots kind of stand in the way. Alright, so expansion finishing off for Joe as he throws down 2 extra barracks and building his 2 empty bunkers. Lovely. So Joe throws down a tech lab on his factory, probably to get out some cyclones, maybe siege tanks, maybe even widow mines. Who knows? He's building 2 barracks with 1 SCV. He's currently in the lead, an income just slightly. Those mules kind of push him slightly more ahead than usual. So Callum throwing down a couple of pylons and researching his weapons and armour for his zealots. Getting out a couple more adepts right there, and also researching warp gate. Excellent, excellent, very nice. and warping a couple of cannons just for defence. And Callum goes in with a zealot just to have his early scouting, but backs off, notices these 2 Marines. You could actually see if Joe would actually micro against these Marines, which I highly doubt it. Joe not building his orbital command on his second base, and throwing down a starport. He's consistently building Marines out of these out of this barracks. Would have been better if he threw down these bunkers on the lower ground and kind of done a little wall off, so he could have came out and punished that zealot. But building siege tank versus Protoss is a very, very good thing. In some ways, it can be good. I was kind of annoyed about this overlay. Now Callum throwing down an extra 2 gateways and a couple pylons. Still got his chrono boost on his cybernetics core, which is chrono boosting nothing. Excellent, excellent. Okay, Joe's still ahead in economy significantly, but yeah, just ahead in general. But he's forgetting to macro here, getting his +1 weapons and armor, queuing it up. We could do it out of 2 engineering bays, but we don't think like that. Queuing up 3 medevacs and eventually getting his orbital command right here. Let's see what the APM's looking like. Oh my god, Terran! 170 APM average! Well done, Joe! Wasn't expecting that at all. And an average of 44 APM from the blue Protoss, which is Callum. Which is actually pretty good for the first time in 6 months playing this game. Alright, so Callum throwing down 2 Stargates. Probably going to go mass void ray. He was actually very notorious for going mass void rays back in the day. Still today I struggle versus those void rays. Let me just turn up my microphone just a little bit more so you can hear me more clearly. Alright, so Joe proceeding to queue up combat shields and stim pack on 1 tech lab, even though he's got 2. But hey, doesn't matter, does it? And making 3 supply depots with all of the SCVs in his gas, and putting 4 SCVs in 1 gas, but he fixes it right there. He's floating a little bit, but both of them are actually keeping the minerals pretty low. And macroing pretty well. Yeah, I'm surprised. Joe's floating a little bit. Maybe it would help if he threw down a little 3rd base down here, or maybe even over here so that zealot doesn't see it right there. Alright, so Joe proceeding to macro up, build an army. He's doing pretty well right here, but he's not building anything out of this factory. I would have just built a reactor on this starport and just kind of left the factory. I built widow mines at least out of the factory. So Callum only going zealots apparently, and he's researching plasma shields. 2 adepts to defend his main, and a couple cannons and zealots to defend his natural base. Excellent. Now it looks like he's going to do something with these stargates. What's he going to do? Oh no, apparently not. But he's hotkeyed them. Yeah, now he's building 3 stargates apparently. No, okay. He's just hotkeyed his 2 nexuses. Oh wow, Callum doing pretty well with his hotkeys right here. He's learning. So Joe currently has no SCVs mining at this base. But he fixes it by placing 3 SCVs and a barracks in front of his gas. Apparently we're playing StarCraft Brood War now. Placing his buildings right next to his gases right there. But it's alright, the SCVs are still making it. So Joe keeping up on his supply, keep building those supply depots. I'm never really good for that. And Callum proceeding to build void rays out of those stargates right there. So looks like he's going to try and take this game, drag this game out to late game. A scan going down from Joe to which reveals his zealots and a couple buildings up here, just to make sure he's got buildings and he's not gone AFK. Excellent. Alright, Joe's still kind of in the supply lead and in the income. No, they're kind of equal in income at the moment. I mean, if Joe had taken his 3rd base, spent some of those minerals and taken a 3rd base, he could probably be a lot more ahead right now. So Joe actually proceeds to build widow mines out of that factory. Like I said, I guess he's reading my mind, or he's in TeamSpeak listening to what I'm saying. No, he's not. Okay, so stim pack nearly finishing for Joe. 9-minute stim pack timing with Joe right here. Joe's kind of forgetting to macro right here with 3 idle barracks, but now he proceeds to build stuff. Apparently he's not using his hotkeys to hotkey his barracks right here, but that's okay. So Callum proceeding to build more void rays out of these stargates and researching blink. he could actually research level 2 weapons and armour, and which he proceeds to do right here. Builds a couple cannons in his main to prevent any drops, and builds a proxy third base from Callum right here. I didn't notice that. Wow, pretty good tactic from Callum. Joe would never scout this whatsoever. Alright, so Callum coming up with his zealots and stalkers now. This is going to be a pretty equal fight, I'd say. But let's hope Callum notices his widow mines and doesn't run right into them, because he will take all the shields off those zealots and stalkers. So Callum proceeding to run in and sees the widow mines right here. Joe coming down to see what's going on. Joe still macroing pretty well behind this though, but still proceeding to use the F2 key. For the record, I think that is the worst thing Blizzard added ever. Like, why would you add a select all army hotkey? Alright, so Callum proceeding to build probes out of this hidden third base right here. Marking up pretty well. Callum's never floating money this game. He's got a little too much gas right here, but that's okay. Not too much. Joe's got way too much gas, but he's kind of floating a little bit in minerals, but not too much. Yeah, kind of too much now. But if you threw down quite a few barracks and started building stuff out of them, then I'm pretty sure you would have been fine. And an armory to get that +2 weapons. But I think this game's looking pretty equal right now. I mean, Callum could do some serious damage in the main base up here. And Joe throwing down a scan over at this base to make sure there are no hidden bases over there, I guess. I don't know. Callum taking the watchtower so you can see everything that's happening right now. Callum can see what's going on. So how does he react? Let's see. Oh no, Joe retreating. Decided not to do any damage on any of Callum's bases whatsoever, and just allows him to macro. Callum sending another zealot to the watchtower right here. So Callum proceeds to make double void rays right here. Callum is in pretty good income right now. He is in the lead at the moment because of this hidden third base. So how does Joe? It looks like Joe's going to move out and try and attack right here. Callum sees it, of course. Throws in his medevacs first. And those charged zealots tearing through those marines. Oh no, there's a choke right here which is preventing a lot of Joe's army from shooting. But it looks like he is kind of favoured at the moment. Joe just needs to throw down a scan. Come on Joe, throw down a scan. Throw down a scan. Oh, and those void rays charge in. With the charged up, it's going to clean up this army, looks like. But Joe has cleaned up most of Callum's ground army, decimating a lot. But those void rays, there's just too much. And Callum is upgrades ahead, and Joe says GG and leaves the game.